Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna, and today we're doing a lot of different fun things and this day in my life. We're going to be picking potatoes. We're going to be making some tomato sauce and planting some garlic. So come follow along and let's get into this. So to start out this day in my life, I first went into the bathroom and started washing up my face, making sure it's all clean. After that, I like to open up the windows and let in some fresh light as I get ready in the morning. So I then got all ready. I didn't film it all, but I did my makeup, got my hair braided. Actually, I think this one was already braided. And then I just put this little wrap. We make these little wild rags for kids, but I've been using them in my hair. You guys have probably seen in our Webster Made shop. So I'll put the link to that below so you guys can go check those out. So I just put that in my hair to help hold it back, and then put some pins in just so it doesn't fall forward, because they are very silky material. So I want to make sure that they stay in. So I went in to make some breakfast, and as y'all know, I love my homemade sourdough bagels, so that's what we're making today. So first I put in 3 eggs and cooked those up with a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper. And while that was the butter was melting, I started with putting some bagels into the toaster. So I have these frozen ahead of time and pre-cut, so I just have to open them up a little bit and then throw into the freezer, and then when we need them we can just pull them out and then throw them in the toaster, and then they warm up really good. So that's where we're going here. I feel so blessed and happy too because we're able to get some farm fresh eggs. We keep some chickens at my parents' kind of with their flock, and so I'm able to get a whole bunch of eggs whenever we need it. So those are always really yummy. So I'm just putting some butter onto the bagels. Love my butter. And then I also put a little bit of shredded cheese from Costco onto the eggs as well. And that's kind of generally what I eat for every morning for breakfast. But I love it, so why not? Also this morning I was refreshing my juice, mixed juice storage, I don't know. If you guys remember a while ago, I went to an orchard and got a bunch of fresh apples, and then later I juiced them all, and so I put them into these bags. They have all been frozen, and so whenever I need one I just pull it out, so I get fresh apple juice. And then I put in coconut water and then trace mineral drops into there as well, and that's kind of like my electrolyte drink I drink every single day. And it's really good, it's yummy, and it's helping me get a lot of other things I need for breastfeeding and just in general. After that, I went over to my parents' house to pick our potatoes and this potato bed. If you guys remember last spring, I went through and I planted all these potatoes, and now it was time to harvest. And we had, I would say, a pretty good harvest. It will kind of give me an idea of how much I need to plant for next year, because I want to be able to plant a whole year's worth of potatoes. So that's the goal. But this gave me a good start, and we have been eating these non-stop, so they've been super yummy. Caspian just played out on the blanket with my sister, and he had so much fun just exploring and seeing and all the new things that it's been fun to see from a baby's perspective and see him just grow and explore everything. So it was a lot of fun, and it was nice to have a fairly good warm weathery day. Definitely things have been a little bit on the chillier side some days, but then other days it's been a lot warmer. So I'm glad for any warm days that we have. And I guess we'll just see. I hope we get a lot of moisture, and we definitely need a lot of snow. We have not had anywhere close to last year's, and we're hoping for it, but we'll take the warm days that we can play outside and do all that we need to. We were watching the Wilderness Circuit Finals, and anyone that's not familiar with rodeos, the circuits are based upon geographical things, so different cowboys. If you live in the area, you're part of that circuit. You can go and do a rodeo any other places, but if you live in those, there's the finals at the end of the year where people just in those areas. And so the one with Utah was the one we were watching. So it was definitely fun, and we loved to watch our rodeo. Hey, so right now I'm working on tomato sauce. So I have a lot of tomatoes, a bunch that are still green, but a bunch that have turned red. What I've been doing, because they've been a bunch of the tomatoes I've gotten from family, they were all green because everything was freezing, so I went and picked what I could, and then had just been waiting for them to ripen. Now it's definitely not preferred. I'd much rather have them ripe on the stem, but they were all gonna go bad, so we're saving them either way. I've just been cutting them up a little bit, freezing as I've been going, and then today I have a whole bunch of these, and I'm just gonna put them right into the pan, and then I'm gonna let these cook down for tomato sauce. So I have never done just plain tomato sauce. No, I have done pizza sauce, which at this point is very similar, just pretty much the same thing but with spices. And I definitely want this a little bit thicker than I did that. So, and then I did ketchup, which is kind of like the same kind of process. So, ketchup had its own kind of spices and stuff. The pizza sauce, same thing. This is just plain tomato sauce to use for anything. So all I'm doing is just cooking them, cutting them up, cooking, then I'll cook them down, and then be able to put them into, I'll let it cook down for a long time, just so it makes it thicker, because the more water it does, the thicker it will, more water that boils out of it, the thicker it will be. Baba! Baba, it's okay. He hears me talking and wants to talk back. Love him. So yeah, I'll cook this, let it cook down, and then once it's ready, I can put it in 2 jars, and it's pretty simple from there. So I think simple compared to everything else I've been doing this year. Ketchup and then the pizza sauce. I'm like, this is a breeze. Just plain tomatoes, nothing else in there. No spices, don't need to worry about that. It's just tomatoes. So I would much rather have this than a lot of other things. Definitely easier. And we'll have a whole lot of tomato products. I normally buy tomato sauce because it is so cheap, but I thought, hey, we have so many tomatoes this year that I've been gifted. I've been so blessed, even though we don't have room for a big garden or hardly anything. I have a lot of family that has blessed me with a lot of different stuff, so I am definitely extremely grateful for all of that. So I'm glad I'm able to still do this, even though we don't have the space really. Being able to get to so many good tomatoes. So then I'll be able to stock up, and this will be another thing to add for the winter. I'll save money, and y'all, since of course how I love you're doing it yourself, it's a lot better for you, and you know exactly where everything comes from. So I'm really excited for that. Also right now I have the Wilderness Circuit Finals for rodeo going. Y'all, we are definitely turning into a big rodeo family. Always loved rodeos, but definitely me and Logan, this kind of becoming our big thing together. We thought I'd go into the Wilderness Finals because it's not too far away, but there's just been a lot going on this weekend and a lot that's been happening, and we just decided let's just watch it. Especially since we already pay for the Cowboy channel, it just makes sense. Yeah, so doing that. Logan is working on my car. Y'all, it has just been one thing after another. But I feel like that's just how life is. It has, currently, the current issue, the issue we found that started everything was, it's been leaking antifreeze. So what we found, we think we know what it is. Logan is currently fixing that. All the parts arrived. So he's fixing that. So that would be great. But when we were checking on that, we realized that the belt tensioner needed some help. So we're going to replace that. But the piece for that will not be here for another month because I don't even know. Guess that's just what life is. So he's getting this fixed, and then whenever the stuff for the belt tensioner comes, we'll fix that. So we'll just keep monitoring it until then. Hopefully everything's fine. We've had a couple people look at it and they think it should be good for a little bit. It's just one of those things that we need to monitor and get fixed sooner than later. So, which it will be as soon as we can at this point to get that part ready. So that's life. But yeah, just working on this. I need to plant garlic. It is way late. I told myself I would not be this late planting garlic this year, and yet we are here. So I have more. I was able to get it locally. Last year I got it from Baker's Creek, and that's what the plan was. And then I saw some fresh stuff that was grown locally, and I thought, hey, I'll just grow that. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. Now, I did have some garlic that I forgot or didn't realize that I didn't pick. So it is growing. So we'll see the difference between that and this when they do it. I don't know. I'm still kind of learning in garlic, and I don't have room to plant a whole lot of garlic. I just have my little like cloth bins. So that is what we deal with. And what I will do, I always I don't have any plans for moving, but I feel like with garlic, it's one of those things of what if suddenly we decide to move, something happened miraculously, and we're able to get a house or something. I would cry to leave my garlic, so with the bags we could keep it. So after I got the tomatoes on the stove, I started working on cutting up not really cutting, separating the garlic cloves so I get them ready to plant. As I was saying, I love garlic, and as I look back at this clip, I'm like, yep, definitely, my heart still feels out for garlic. I think it's just so fun to grow. I definitely need to get better at actually using garlic cloves because, yeah, I have it from last year, and still just sometimes it's hard to actually do it from cloves, but I'm slowly getting used to it, and I think it's so much fun to grow. So I went outside to plant the garlic. First, what I did in my cloth bins was just make a hole. I did about 4 to 5 in each of these, spread apart. Made the hole, and then I put the garlic down a couple inches. And you do the stem part facing up, and the root part would be down. After I put the garlic into each of the holes, I took some worm castings and put those into each of the holes. Just a little bit of just putting my fingers in and put that amount in. After that, I then filled in all of the holes with dirt, and then I watered all of them. And then after that, I put in straw, and they were all ready, and hopefully we'll get a lot of good garlic this next year. So then I went back inside, and for dinner I made some homemade sourdough pizza. We love our homemade sourdough pizza. So I did that, and that was the finish off to our day. We actually did finish watching the last of the Wilderness Circuit Finals Rodeo. There was a night session, so we went and watched that, and it was just a good night. love doing it. This is just a good day of getting a whole bunch done. I love when I can get a bunch done. But if you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what is something that you are doing this time of year to get things prepped for next year with gardening. So I hope you guys like this. I will see you guys hopefully next week. Please give this video a thumbs up, as I said before. Share with a couple friends. And we'll see ya. Hope you have a great day, great night. Bye.